Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we have a yawn quest, which means it's a request from Yawn, our oldest member of the channel. Thank you so much, Yawn, for this request. And Yawn says, "Hello, Paul. Hope your summer is going well." In fact, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, I got a lot of sun and sunburns. So yeah, my summer is going pretty well. I hope yours is too. Guys, let me know how your summer is going. Yon says, thought it was time to give a new few Yon quests again. Thank you so much for the support and for the coffee. Have been a bit out of the loop lately. So today, I just thought I'd give you a few Sigrid related things. Thank you so much. By the way, guys, I reacted to a short clip of Ed Sheeran bringing Sigrid on the stage, which was really cool. Ed Sheeran is touring in Norway, and he brought Sigrid on stage, and he said one of the artists that he has been following, and it's pretty cool. Jon says, I realize that you probably have not seen an interview with Sigrid, so she did one a few weeks before, or a few weeks ago, before the release of Jellyfish. This is a 15-minute interview, so let's check this out, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us live on Twitch. Let's go.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. As part of our ongoing partnership with Latitude, I am thrilled today to welcome Sigrid to the studio, one of Norway's biggest ever pop exports.
He said Sigrid, and I say Sigrid, but Ed Sheeran for some reason said Sigrid. Is Ed Sheeran going nuts, or did somebody tell him that Sigrid is correct? Or is it correct? Let me know, guys, the pronunciation. Number one, the way I say it, Sigrid. Or number two, Sigrid, the way Ed Sheeran says it.
Sigrid will be playing Latitude for the third time in a matter of weeks, having first played the festival in 2017, which was the same year that she announced herself to the world with the brilliant, the defiant Don't Kill My Vibe. Since then, she has released two critically venerated albums, Sucker Punch and How to Let Go. And she's now back with an excellent new single, Jellyfish. Sigrid, thanks for coming.
She's just
Thank
smiling
you.
there. She's such a nice,
Thanks so
kind
much for
person.
having me. That was a very lovely introduction.
Oh, thank you. I wrote it myself. Your new single's out on Friday. It's the first new single in almost 2 years. Did you approach writing Jellyfish differently from your previous music? Was there a shift in how vulnerable or direct you allowed yourself to be?
I mean, it's quite similar to how I always write. I was in Oslo. It was in a studio, an attic studio in the summer.
Thanks for joining Fighting
2
the...
years ago. We wrote it before the Hype EP was released. It was me and Ashel, who's one of my best friends and who's been a collaborator of mine for years. We wrote Dynamite together, Side of You for my first campaign. But yeah, we were in this attic studio. It was summer, very like, you know, Scandinavian summer. The temperature is just perfect. It's not too hot, it's not too cold.
Nice.
It was very sunny that day, and we were playing at the piano. He had the acoustic guitar. And then we just started humming, singing, jamming, and
Jamming?
I can't remember how the melody.
Wait, singing what?
Had the acoustic guitar, and then we just started humming, singing, jamming, and I can't remember how the melody came out. I guess we were just humming together, and it just came, and it immediately felt catchy and hooky and very sweet and quite vulnerable. And then we watched Napoleon Dynamite for inspo, so we had that on in the background whilst making the song. Yeah, and I remember for the title, we knew like go on, move like and then I couldn't come up with what it should be. And Ashel was like jellyfish, and I was like, what? You can't say that in a song? He was like, yeah, you can.
Was challenge accepted?
Challenge accepted. And then yeah,
Why wouldn't you
I
say
went with
jellyfish
it,
in a
and
song?
yeah, it was really nice, very natural.
You also co-produced it.
Yes.
So how did that change the process, or if at all?
Doesn't really change a thing. I've been co-producing my whole career. It's just I'm being credited for it now.
Finally.
Finally. That's the difference. Wow. Working with someone like Ashel
Did she...
is...
When that happens, does she get a bigger paycheck? Because I hope so. You know, it's always hard, and I think we all go through it when we do the work, or we, do more than we need to, and we don't get promoted, or we don't get the recognition we deserve, right? I think that happens in every job that you go to. You kind of like do a senior job and get a junior pay. So I hope she I hope she gets all the recognition and all the pay that she deserves.
One of the best things that has happened to me. We've always been working together. He's always been like an anchor for me throughout my whole career. We've done all of the acoustic versions on all records I've done has been with Ashel, and it's always felt very playful when we've worked together. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like two kids. We're just two kids in a crowded room. That's me and Ashel. It's a very strong friendship. And it also feels with Ashel like it's not that important what roles we have. Sometimes he's the artist in the room, and sometimes I feel more like a producer. Sometimes I feel like the writer and he feels like the producer. It's just very fluid. It's not important who does what, which I do think is sometimes can make writing situations more difficult when I feel like the roles are quite set when you walk into a room, when it's not opening up for challenging each other to look at something from a different point of view. Like the worst case scenario for me is like in a studio session and the producer is like this with the Mac in front and going over the shoulder like, how are you getting on with the verse?
Yeah, presumably a bit difficult to be then vulnerable and,
Yeah.
Exactly. So you've always had a strong sense of self.
So I feel like if you work together, it really helps. Like she's saying, the producer kind of, I think there are two people, like two types of singers and artists. The ones that want to be left alone and do their thing, so the producer doesn't really care, and the one who likes working together. And I think Sigrid is a very together person. So I get what she's saying here.
Ever since that first single, and probably
At least publicly.
But has writing this past year taught you anything new about who you are and what you want to do next?
Yeah. I want to have fun with it. Well, I was 16 when I came into the music industry in Norway. I released my first song that I wrote probably 3 weeks before it was released on Norway's version of BBC Introducing. I was kind of thrown into it, but still at just a Norwegian level, which was really nice. And I'm so glad I went that route, because it could have been so many other routes to the music industry. Then I became 19. I released Don't Kill My Vibe, and it was quite intense.
That changed everything,
It was amazing.
right?
I'm so thankful for all of it, obviously. But it's kind of going through a washing machine. And I think on the second album, I really wanted to be taken seriously, I think. And I put a lot of heavy pressure on myself maybe to make like serious big songs or something. And I think
that is a revelation for me, because she is one of the most nonchalant, cool, chill artists that I know. She's so comfortable with herself, dancing, and she does her own thing. So it's a revelation to kind of figure out or find out that she put pressure on herself to be very serious.
with Jellyfish, there's this new ease. I'm having fun again, I think.
Yeah.
I think you can hear it
That's
in the
that's
song.
what
I'm
important.
not trying
That's
to
what's
sing
important.
perfectly.
There's obviously a vein of like kind of satire and humour running through this song as well, and obviously I've seen the
You
video
gotta
as well,
avoid
which is very
burnout.
glorious.
Thanks. Yeah, that was one.
Many of your fans have grown up with you. How do you think this new music speaks to your own coming of age? As you say, it's about having more fun.
Also, I mentioned it's a different type of vibe for her. And I think she doesn't really care what people think. If, obviously she wants people to like and enjoy the music, but I think she did it more for herself. Like, I'm not going to be put in a box, so I'm going to explore different things. And I think it worked out.
How has it affected the way that you've created the music itself, as well as the way that you've approached just, doing publicity around this stuff?
I think I'm also taking the piss out of myself a bit as well with this new music.
Yeah.
Trying not to take myself too seriously, and allowing myself to not always be the hero in the situation maybe. I think it's impossible to not think about the end product when you are in the studio. You can say as much as you want that you want to feel completely free and not think about the audience or what people will think or say about your music when you're creating, but I guess because my first single got so much attention, I knew from the get-go that whatever I released wasn't just going to be me, my parents, and my sister and brother that were going to listen to it. Maybe it would be more.
And yeah, obviously you have to do things that people are going to listen to, because as I said, that's what kind of pays the bill. If she wants to do it full time and be a professional, she does need people to go and buy her stuff.
And then of course, like, you have the other side of it, that like you never know how many will listen to it, if it goes up or if it goes down. I think that end side of it has always been a part of me, both positively and negatively. I guess the negative side of it is like, you know, thinking how you present yourself, as we all do on social media. I feel like everyone's like a mini celebrity now on social media. And then the positive side is that I always want to create something that
everyone
can
has an
add
audience,
some value to others. And going back to everyone who's grown up with me, with my music alongside me as well. And I'm excited to see everyone tomorrow at the launch event in London. Can't wait. But yeah, I want to create something that can be a source of joy, can help you in a way in your everyday life. That's how it is for me. Walking through London today with my headset and listening to
She's in London.
That becomes the soundtrack of my day. Today was Losing You, Solange.
Yeah.
Soundtrack of the day.
Spring in your step.
Yeah.
Sun's out. Yep. Okay. I get that.
What was your song today, if you had one?
Jellyfish by Sigrid. Sorry, listen to.
He's very media trained, obviously. He's a pro here. Flattering her.
All times today.
Sick.
You've become a festival favourite over the years, that's fair to say.
Yeah.
What do you love most about playing festivals?
Oh, it's the best. I love festivals, I really do. And my booking agent loves me for it. But
Okay.
I think my favorite thing about festivals is
I guess they pay big
Streamer,
bucks.
look at chat. Look at chat, streamer.
Thank you for the request. Guys, if you want to redeem a video and request it, you can go over to Twitch. Thank you, Lena.
Just really nice backstage. I love the festivals, especially the European ones, where everyone shares the canteen, and you'll see all bands and artists of different sizes just roaming around backstage doing their thing. That's always really lovely. And all the crews, all the musicians, la-di-da, that's nice. And then I love sharing the stage with everyone else as well, knowing that there's someone on before me and after me maybe. Yeah, I love that.
Can you remember the things that you've really enjoyed seeing at festivals?
Like bands?
Yeah. What were like the kind of real like life-changing experiences for you when you were younger?
I am going to say one thing. It feels like she's having a conversation and she's sharing a lot of memories and thoughts. And I really wish that the interviewer would not focus too much on his questions, but focus on like adding more questions and kind of like having a normal conversation, because she seems like she's so intrigued and interested and excited to tell about her story and her experience. She's very genuine like that. So it would be interesting if it was like kind of like a very casual conversation.
I remember, I mean, Neil Young is probably the artist I've seen the most times.
Neil Young.
I was gutted to not be there at Glasgow to see him now, but I've seen him like 5-6 times, so it's fine. That has been really important. I remember playing the same festival as Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Being a big one. I think it was Osheaga in Canada.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I've made it. I'm on the same festival as like my heroes. Oh, another one. Okay, that's the biggest concert of my life. I was there for Beychella.
Oh yeah.
Beyonce, Coachella. I was there. I was playing the same
Beychella.
weekend as her. That was insane. That is probably the best concert I've ever been to.
Okay. Fair.
And now she was in the Ed Sheeran concert too. So that's pretty cool.
Enough. And what about the standout from playing some Latitude? Obviously, first time was in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the sort of abiding memories of playing Latitude over the years?
I mean, I love any festival that has a bit of nature in it. I remember the first year we played on a stage in the woods.
Yeah.
I love that. I remember we were rowing in a rowboat to get back and forth from the backstage. Great. And I also remember
I think I
being
saw
in a
that, right?
portable toilet, Portaloo, right like 2 minutes before I go on stage, and it was like sideways. down a hill.
Pisa, I was like, oh God.
I was just thinking like, I hope this is fine, or do I have to?
See, now he's getting into the conversation. I think he was a bit nervous, and now he's really interacting with her. That's nice, because you can see her smile when she's talking. It feels like she's really a nice person to talk to and just hang out.
Forth from the backstage. Great. And I also remember being in a portable right like 2 minutes before I go on stage, and it was like sideways. Down a hill.
Pisa, I was like, oh God.
I was just thinking like, I hope this is fine, or do I have to cancel the show?
I've heard some real horror stories. A friend of mine actually was at Reading Festival once, and they were in a portico and they were pushed over. Yeah,
Wow.
you can imagine how that one ended for them.
See, I love this natural.
No, they weren't performing. They were just
just hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's fair to say that their festival experience was pretty much tainted by that.
Yeah, I've seen some things at UK festivals.
Yeah.
UK festivals is a different level. The first time I went to Reading and Leeds, I was shocked.
Well, Reading and Leeds can kind of become a little bit feral, can't it? It's like Lord of the Flies. Like everyone releases gets their GCSE results and it's suddenly run amok. It's like this is a way.
Now it feels like I'm just watching them have a conversation. It's fun.
And their parents for the first time ever.
I've never seen that many people being like taken out of the audience.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. But yeah, Latitude is so wonderful, really lovely. I love that woods part. I'm gonna go back there now.
If there's a festival goers catch a set this year, are there any surprises or emotional moments planned?
You can't say that. You can't plan an emotional moment. That's the thing. You can't
she's right. She's got a point.
Candid moments, but I get why you're asking. But I'll say this: we played Rock Werchter a couple days ago in Belgium. That was amazing. I haven't released any music, or I haven't released any music of my own for 2 years now, I think. Hadn't really done any promo before the festival. Show up there. It's this tent. 20,000 capacity. I've been told later by my management that there were 28,000 people, so 8,000 outside the tent that couldn't come in. And I got a bit emotional on stage. I did, because you can't plan it, but I was hoping that people would show up, because I think I'm great live. My humble opinion is that I know that do deliver. I give it my all on stage. It's my favorite thing to do. But to see that many people showed up and everyone was singing along was super special. And
when she sings live, it feels like it's the studio version, because it's very crisp and the quality is amazing too.
Made me feel confident again that I do think, if anything, maybe I'm a bit of like word of mouth artist. That that when you go to a show of mine, you're going to have a good time.
Do you find the energy of a festival audience affects how you perform on stage?
Absolutely.
Mosh pits and people crowd surf?
Oh, 100%. I would love to see a safe and cozy mosh pit.
Safe and cozy.
That's what I aim to do. But I feel like I have a surprising amount of mosh pits at my show. I did a show recently in Norway. They were mosh pitting to Dynamite, my ballad.
What?
I know just how, but okay, go off.
Any reason to mosh pit? I think
festivals are definitely, it's something special. It feels like everyone is there for a set amount of time, taking time off work and becoming this bubble. But I think it's, it's easy to laugh at like the importance of what we do in music, but I do think community and connection between people is really important.
Yeah. This is not so much an existential question, but
that's why
Sigrid
music
of 2
exists,
years ago. Well, how does she compare to you right now? And what can we expect in the next few months?
Me 2 years ago, what was I doing? I was touring. I haven't had any years of touring. I still managed to do some concerts in COVID even. I am really finding back to the joy of writing. Not that I haven't, been happy with it, but I think there's always ups and downs with everything, with every job. But I'm really, really proud and happy with the stuff I'm making now. And I think one thing that's really helped, I was just a bit stuck with like what to write, what to say, la-di-da. I was sick of myself. because my work is me, myself, and I all the time.
Yeah.
And I just needed to get out of my head a bit. And he was like, well, me and some friends, we're going to do this writing week in Bergen. You should come to just write for pitch, write to others. And it really got me out of it. So that's my recommendation to anyone
Work with
who
other
is struggling
people.
to write. Just pretend you're not writing for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did end up getting a song for myself though.
Okay.
Which
Because
one?
I wasn't thinking.
Which
Yeah.
one?
I wasn't thinking that it needed to be perfect or needed to be for me.
It's a bit like a lot of things in life. It's like almost like romance. It usually happens when you're looking at, you're not looking for it. Just
Yeah.
as when you're looking the other way.
True.
It also happens with cooking. I don't know if you guys have experience cooking. When you cook for yourself, you do whatever, just want to have the food. But when you're cooking for others, then it's gourmet. It's a little bit different. You have a garnish, you have this and that. When you do things for others, you kind of feel like, hey, I got to do the best. And when you do it for yourself, you're just like automatic, just do, done, finished. You don't put that pizzazz in it. And I feel like it's the same thing when you're writing. When you're writing something for yourself, you get too focused on, kind of like doing it automatically and trying to do it, as efficiently as possible. And also, maybe sometimes you kind of feel like it's work. I have to do this. Because it's my job. I have to make a song. I have to do it. And when you're doing it for someone else, it's like a project. You know what I'm saying? And when it's a project, you feel like there's more motivation. You feel more creative. I understand that part.
I think that's a nice note to end on. A reminder that Latitude is running from 24th to 27th of July. Sigrid's new single, Jellyfish, is out this Friday. Thanks again, Sigrid.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, that was pretty cool. That was a nice interview. We could see a little bit of her personality. She is really such a nice, kind, and genuine person, very down to earth, very natural. And yeah, she's got the right mindset to keep going. And many people, they lose their minds when they get famous and when they make it. And I feel like she's very down to earth and she knows where she wants to go. And I'm glad she found her motivation again. Not that she wasn't motivated, as she said, but it's just sometimes it becomes a routine, it becomes a job, and you gotta make it exciting again. With that said, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you, Jon, for the request. Go over to Buy Me a Coffee if you want to request a video. Click over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.